Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. David Silverman. I'm just outside of Washington, D.C. Glad you're here with us. You're looking at a group of servant leaders. We work with a company called ASEA, and there are many more of us that we're growing in numbers around the world. And you can see a lot more of us in our stories at imasea.com, imasea.com, and click the leadership tab there. Um, while there are weekly live webinars where we go into real detail about this remarkable product. These are two incredible products here, ASEA and Renew 28. That's not the purpose of this tonight. We on the Thursday night webinars at 7:30 and 9:30 Eastern, we really go through details in 30 minutes on the product and the opportunity created by it. But we wanted to shoot a really quick video just kind of sharing from our hearts who we are and why we decided to align ourselves with this company and decided not to just be users of the product, but to bring it to the world. And so that's the purpose of this call. We're all going to take just a few minutes to do that. And so again, my name is David Silverman. My background is podiatry. I was board certified in foot surgery, primary podiatric orthopedics, primary podiatric medicine. I own my own practice. I own my own surgery center. And I've sold my practice and my surgery center. I began doing this, promoting ASEA, very part-time, though I initially looked at it for health reasons for my father. I eventually looked at the business. And here's why I decided. I decided on the business. We all have different backgrounds here, but it came down to a few things: product, patents, people, purpose, fun, timing, and time freedom. And what I mean by that is we have a product that's a breakthrough for humanity. It's not just a product. There are great products out there, and there are. This is something that everybody is going to find out about. It's a matter of time. It works fast. And if there's a way to see it work very fast, there's a video, www.3timesin5minutes.com, 3timesin5minutes.com. Take 6 minutes to watch that to see how fast you can see results with this. But the product's amazing. The product is patented, so that gives long-term stability for people who are looking for an opportunity. And network marketing opportunities a lot of times come and go very quickly. The product gets knocked off for many different reasons. It's patented. The people running the company and the people that you see on the screen who I work with, who are my colleagues, have good hearts. People that have hardened hearts, they either get soft when they come into this company or they leave the company. This is a very special people here. We have a purpose. This is something important that we're doing. It's not just about making money. Yes, we want to make money, and we do make money, but it's more than just money. We have fun. It's fun knowing about something before everybody else and being able to help people the way doctors can't do. I can do things with this product that a bricklayer could do for a patient of mine that I could not do in the operating room. The timing of the opportunity is huge because very few people know about this. Although we're in over 30 countries around the world and we're 8 years old, this is the first year we're going to go over $100 million. And this, considering every person on the planet is going to know about this, it's still very early. Lastly is time freedom. I went into medicine because I wanted to help people. I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to control my own destiny. Couldn't do that after a while with managed care. With this, I make a lot of money, but I have time freedom, and I help other people do that. We are all servant leaders, and that's why I got involved with this. So I'm going to turn it over to Marcia White.
Hi, y'all. Thanks for joining us tonight. David it's like we could just hang up. David just said it all, but I'm going to translate it into my world and why ASEA for me. My name's, like I said, Marcia White, and I was a teacher and a homemaker. I took care of my kids. I taught for a total of 34 years between teaching in traditional school, coming home and teaching my kids at home and homeschooling. And then, I started out in preschool, and then I homeschooled my kids through their elementary school years. And then I went back into it as a high school teacher. So I was gradually, graduating through school, but I was stuck. I was stuck on a school schedule and on a paycheck that wasn't making it to the end of the month. And so I was having to add. I started a swim school during the summers. I took on costuming in the school year. We took on foreign exchange students. So we had a real financial need, and that really attracted me first to ASEA. And then I got to see who the heart of this company is. Went and and really searched out the corporate people. And I have to say, honestly, I mean, you've probably all heard of Vertus Norton. He's an incredible, incredible man. But from our past experiences, he was an older, incredible, incredible man. And that was a bit of a stopping point for me until in walked in. This man has such great vision that he has founded a company and then trained up another generation in his vision and kept that vision going. And as I've seen this next generation come through, it was like, we've got to align ourselves with this company. This company has a future. It not just has a plan, but the plan is already in action to keep us stable for years and years and years to come. Well, back to my teaching story. I was kind of the finance person in our family, and we were stuck doing, it was a good life. We had great kids, had a lot of fun, but if we were going to go out to have dinner, it was go to McDonald's and choose off the dollar menu, share a large fries between everybody, and have a water. That was the menu options. And if we were going to go to the movies, it was go to the red box machine, get your movie, come back and make some homemade popcorn. Or if we were going to go on a vacation, it was pile everybody into the car, drive through the night because you couldn't do that hotel, and then get to a relative's house where it's relatively inexpensive to have a great vacation. Since ASEA, it's been just hugely, not only is this foundation that we saw, secure and all that, but it's been an incredible blessing to us financially, health-wise. Financially, it's kind of an interesting story. It's tax season, and we've been paying our taxes and getting together with our tax accountant. And so I was thinking on that and sharing with Denny and my husband today, it dawned on me that we have been able to create an income where I now pay enough taxes in a year that it would have taken my last 5 years of my teaching salary to pay our taxes this year. This is a business that anybody can do with consistent, persistent activity. If you're consistent, you're persistent, you let your heart show, you share because you care, then this is a great place for you. And finally, ASEA has just allowed us now to stop worrying about surviving. We're out of survival mode, and now we're able to focus on life and instead on helping other people to create the dreams and to see those to come to fruition for their families. So ASEA is a great place to be, and we welcome you all. And I forget who I'm supposed to introduce. Cindy Buck, the wonderful Cindy Buck will be up next. Cindy, take it away.
Thanks so much, you guys, for joining us tonight. I'm a private ski instructor, and I've been in health and wellness for 20 years now. When I found out about ASEA, my husband was in construction management, and he was driving over a very dangerous mountain pass, about an hour and a half one way. Then he would manage a crew of 250 people, and then he would drive back over that mountain pass home to me. We'd have dinner, go to bed, and he'd repeat it the next day. And he did that for about 2.5 years. I would get these phone calls on a regular basis saying, Cindy, I'm okay, but I just hit another deer. Cindy, I'm okay, but you should have seen the size of the mudslide that almost took out our car. Cindy, I'm okay, but the rock that we just missed today. And I thought, I have got to get my husband off that highway. That highway is going to gobble him up. So we found out about ASEA, and I was so determined to make sure that it was a path that was going to be a good path for our family. We flew to Salt Lake City. We met Vertus and Tyler and Gary Samuelson and the corporate team that were going to be ushering this new technology into the marketplace. And we were absolutely blown away. The number one thing that we were looking for was good management, because you can have the best product in the history of the planet, but if it's in the hands of the wrong people, you're in big trouble. So that was the first thing that we looked at, was corporate leadership, and we were blown away. What we love so much about this corporate leadership is that it was Fortune 50 meets network marketing. I'd never seen a network marketing staff in a blue blazer with gray trousers, gold buttons on the blazer, a very conservative dress. It was, when we were in our first ASEA presentation, I felt like I was in a presentation from Microsoft. I mean, it was a very, very professional flair. when we heard this atomic medical physicist talk about what we had our hands on, we knew that we were into something that had never been done before. And our time and energy was going to be devoted delivering this brand new understanding of health science to the marketplace. And if you ever ask yourself, well, if this is such an incredible breakthrough in science, why the heck did they deliver it through a network marketing vehicle? If you think about it, if there's a new science called redox signaling that nobody has known about, and it needs an explanation, a redox signaling product is going to die on the shelf. So because this product needs an explanation, people need to know when to take it, how long to take it, what happens if they start to detox, etc. They need a human interface. And so we have a true partnership between the corporate management and the field leadership. We appreciate them as much as they appreciate us. We couldn't do what we do without them, and the product would die on the shelf without us. So we are so proud to lock arms with everybody that you see on the screen, as well as thousands and thousands of people from around the world in 34 countries. We're all on a mission. It's an obligation. Like David said, it's much more than a business. People feel obligated to get the word out, and so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to pass it over to Debbie.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. My ASEA journey was an incredible unfolding of what this incredible technology was. I was an entrepreneur. I had been for years, but I fell on hard times financially. And at that point, I had lost all jobs. I'd lost all income. Nothing was coming into me. I literally had to go find a job as a server. That's the only job I could get at the time in 2008 when the economy was so bad. And I knew I had to turn around my life because I couldn't continue to do that for the rest of my life. And I wasn't staying on top of my payments, of course. And so it took a letter of foreclosure for me to get down on my knees and just say, please send me something that I can help people with, but that will turn me around and restore my financial dignity. And so I said my prayer, and the next morning, before I ever got out of bed even, Cindy Buck did call me about this technology. And I looked at it and thought, oh my gosh, if this is true, this is huge. So I literally took it. My first step was to take it to a molecular biologist who had this incredible job at this big research center. She graduated from Johns Hopkins, and she just looked and almost fell off her chair. And she just said, listen, Debbie, I've been studying these molecules for 17 years. We've had scientists from around the world come and try to do this. Are you telling me that somebody was finally able to stabilize these molecules? And I said yes, and she just found it incredible and told me this was just going to change the whole scientific world that as we knew it, and told me incredible things about redox molecules. But I literally had 20 minutes a day to do this in. So the next thing I needed to find out was who was in charge of this company, because I knew that brand new companies, and this was a brand new company, go under most of the time. That's what happens to new companies. And so I was able to borrow a buddy pass from a pilot to get to the launch. And what I saw there just turned me around completely and knew I was in a good place. As everyone's mentioned, we got to meet Virtus. We got to meet Tyler, our two founders. And you know you're in good hands the minute you meet these men. You don't meet a business strategic genius and a head of a finance company in his early years and know that they don't know how to do business. And they were already in the black by the time I got there. I was just dumbfounded. And then we heard testimonials and the scientists talking, and it just gave me the chills. But what really got to me was the genesis of ASEA, basically, and how this company got started. I will never forget Virtus being on stage and telling that story, and how he turned down in his integrity this large check so that the world was going to be able to learn about this, because otherwise all the people that were on this product that he had given it to were going to have to come off the product. And in integrity, he just couldn't do that. So he turned down this huge check. And I heard that and got the chills. And I knew I was in the right place at the right time. So I came back. I had looked at it for finances. I'd looked at it for the incredible technology. I knew this was going to change the world. I just knew it. And And there were so many other reasons to look at this. I wanted to continue to look young. Most people do. I wanted to have more purpose in my life. I wanted to be able to help people with their health challenges, or be able to help the people that they love. So it was all these different reasons that I wanted to look at ASEA and take it in and make it a part of my life. And it did turn my life around completely. And so I welcome all of you, because I know that if any one of us can do it, you can do it too. And we would love to have you as be part of our family. So thank you. And I would like to turn it over to the incredible Leland Duck.
Thank you, Debbie. Well, first of all, I got involved with ASEA through a friend of mine that called on me for 2 years. I called it snake oil and kind of laughed at him. But my background was in orthopedics as a PA in surgery for quite a few years. And then I got into the developing and designing of orthopedic sports bracing. And we had 150 employees and sold to high schools, colleges, pro teams, and the NFL, the NBA, the Olympic teams, ATP tennis, and we supplied the Veterans Administration contract for 2 5-year stints. And so my whole background had been around surgery and orthopedics. And so I just couldn't take my blinders off to look at something like this because of the way I'd been trained. My hobby is cattle ranching, and a couple of years ago I was up at my ranch running cattle all day, and I came home that night here to Dallas, went to bed, and the next morning I couldn't get out of bed. My hands were just like this. I couldn't close them in a fist. I couldn't take the cap off a bottle of water. I couldn't button my shirts. And I went through 13 months of unbelievable treatments, everything medicine could throw at me, and nothing worked. And that friend that had called on me years back, he said something to me that stuck in my mind. He told me this was non-toxic. I just couldn't believe that, because not even water is non-toxic. But at that point in my life, I was desperate. And when he called me, I said, today's your lucky day. I'm going to take a look at this. And I went out and visited the company and looked at the leaders and talked to them just like what you were just talking about. I don't get wild very easy because I'm around big business and big sports. I came away very wild with this company. And so I made a decision that I would start taking the product, and I did. And first week, 80% of my pain dissipated in my body. I couldn't even function until I took this product. Second week, my depression lifted. And the third week, my hands closed for the first time in 14 months. At that point, I couldn't sit still. I'd never seen anything like this in 40 years of medicine. So I contacted 30 people that I knew. Those 30 turned into yeses. I saw people's lives changing, and it just started there. And now we have thousands on our team, and we're changing lives all over the world. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this is the most gratifying thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm looking forward to a great retirement. I was 65 this week, making a great income that it took me years to build an orthopedic business. So I'm excited for the future of this company and what we have, and leaders like you and the rest that you're going to hear from tonight. And the next person is going to talk to you, doesn't need any introduction. This great lady, Denny Robinson, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Denny Robinson, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you tonight, and especially to be here among these leaders. 8 years ago, this incredible product and opportunity came into my life, and I'm forever grateful that that day I said yes. Within a few days, I had flown down to the corporate headquarters and met with the founders of the company, which you've heard about tonight. And there were things that they said that really got my attention. One of them being, I have 4 grown children, and one of my children actually had a very serious condition years ago. And she's a beautiful, healthy 28-year-old now, but I was very gravely concerned for her life. But there were things that they said that day that I asked them at the end of the day, what would this stuff do for this kind of condition, malady in the body? And when the medical atomic physicist leaned forward and said, Denny, does what you're describing have a cell involved? I said, I get it, I'm in. Because I truly believe that there was nothing more impactful or important that I could do with my life than to take this product to the world. And that decision has become, just as Leland said, other than raising my 4 children, the most significant feeling of contribution that I've ever felt, and we're just getting started. I was certainly looking for a company that had ethics and morals. I was looking for a product that truly made a difference to people. I was looking for an executive staff that knew how to run a large business and to help us open different countries. Just so you are aware, we are now operating in 30 different countries around the world. And of course, we're in numerous different languages. People have come into my life that I never would have met. I truly believe that no matter who I meet, no matter where I go, I have something that can affect people, either their health or their financial well-being as well. And I get to help people feel and live to their full potential. You know, there's a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they have no time. And there's a lot of people who have a lot of time and have no money. It's truly when that you can create that balance that you have freedom. And that's what, for me, and so many of these people here on this call, it has created an incredible balance of freedom. There is an income level for whatever output level that you would like to be involved with this company. We recommend that you get back to the person who invited you to here tonight to get your questions answered. But we wanted to come on tonight to let you know why we chose ASEA and why we are so glad to be here. Because as excited and passionate as all of us are on this call, you know people that we don't know. And it is because of you opening your mouth and sharing the story that you can change lives like the lives that you've heard here tonight. So again, we're grateful that each of you have dialed in with us tonight. And we hope that you have a great rest of your evening. And thank you very, very much for joining in to hear why we chose ASEA. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye all.